Hey, what's up guys? This is Sean. I'm back again. I know I've been quite sluggish lately with the video uploads. Hopefully all that will change because I am in the process of expanding my studio. I'm actually going to be moving into a much larger space. Right now I'm working out of a half-car garage, or a one-car garage, which used to be a two-car garage. Well, whatever. But I'm going to be moving into my four-car garage, which is next door, which is like a few steps away. But I'll be working in a much larger space, and I'll be able to create more content like short films and stuff like that. But anyways, enough about that. I'll tell you guys more about that on Monday's vlog, I guess. I'm gonna try doing that. Yeah, we're gonna be working on Genji. Some people has corrected me in the last video saying it was Genji, or is it Genji? Either way you read it, it's confusing. In this video, which is going to be part 1, maybe 2 since I already did the helmet. So this will be part 2 of maybe 3 more videos. Yeah. But in this video we're going to be focusing on the upper body armor, which is what you see back here. I haven't got it painted yet. So yeah, I hope you guys dig the video. Already got Manny covered with some high-tech template maker with some duct tape on there, and I already drew on the patterns. I wasn't totally happy with the first round, so I went ahead and did it again, and I'm much happier with this pattern. Now I've already taken on my templates and glued it onto some poster board paper. This makes it a whole lot easier to transfer the patterns over to foam, and I'm using 8mm craft foam from TNT Cosplay Supply. I am carefully cutting out all my patterns, and this is like a doggy bone piece that goes on his neck trap area, and I cut that in a beveled angle so it'll give it that really cool look. I don't have to sand it. Now here's a look of all the pieces for the front put together, and here are the accent pieces. Now the chest piece looks kind of like the United States with Florida and Texas cut off of it. Here are some other accents that goes onto the abdominal piece. Now I think it might be beveled in, but I figured why not just stagger the pieces to give the same effect. Now for the chest piece, the United States minus Texas, Florida, I went and cut inside with a V-groove cut, which the first cut was straight and then the second cut was in a slight angle, and I'm able to peel it out. And what I'm going to do is apply some glue in there and glue it together just like this, and it'll give me this beveled-ish more looking, I don't know, whatever you call it, but yeah, eventually it looks something like this. And here is the center of the chest piece, which I could have done with a staggered foam effect, but figure I'd go in there with a wood burner just to cut it. Makes things a whole lot easier. Now if you want to try it, you can stagger it, but the problem with that is it'll go in too deep into the chest, which I didn't like, so I ended up fixing that. I took all the pieces and I round off the edges, well, just the outer edges. You don't want to do the centerpiece because you're going to end up gluing them together like this. And yeah, I started with the abdominal area, and then I'm going to go ahead and put the upper part of the front piece, which is these 3 pieces. Then I'm going to attach the trapezoid area, I guess that's what you call it, or the collar bone. Yeah, seems more legit. And this right here will actually connect to the back half of the armor, but I want to do the front first. So now that I got all the smaller pieces put together and I got 2 larger pieces, makes it a whole lot easier to piece everything together now. And I'm just going to align it up, making sure that the center lines up with the top and bottom, and then making sure all my pieces are fully contacted to each other, just like that. Now I should have something that looks sort of like this. And then I went and applied some glue to that top piece of the collar clevis area, and yeah, so far so groovy. And let's proceed to the back half of the armor. Now here is the spinal guard. I went ahead and drew all my patterns, and then I'm going to cut them all apart from each other. And then once I'm done cutting it all apart, I'm going to take it over to my belt sander, and then I'm going to round off all the edges. And once I'm done with that, I'm going to glue them on top of each other, like maybe 1/4 of an inch in. This will give it that staggered effect look, which looks really cool. When I did this, I shortened down the spinal guard just a little bit, but
it's okay. It's just cosplay. It doesn't need to be all that accurate, I guess. Now I went and did the shoulder blades in floor mat foam. I tried to keep it all TNT foam, but I wanted the extra thickness in this area, so I went ahead and used some floor mats for it. So I applied some heat after I glued it all together, of course, just to get some roundness, curvature to it before I glued it onto the rest of the back piece. Now when you're gluing floor mats together, you want to sand off the texture side, which is actually smooth, I guess. You want to make sure that your glue can absorb into the foam, because if it doesn't, then it won't work. So yeah, you have to sand it all down. Now that's the advantage of using TNT's foam, because it doesn't have any texture. It's smooth on both sides. So once you're done with your back half, it should look something like this, which is kind of cool. It looks sort of like a spaceship, a Klingon spaceship or something. Before I go and merge the front piece to the back piece, I went ahead and glued on all these little accents that I ran through my laser cutter. And if you don't have a laser cutter, you can actually do this by hand. Now, according to my reference picture, some of these axes look like they're recessed into the material, but I don't have any ways of cutting into the foam and make it look pretty, so I went ahead and just staggered these little patterns on top of each other, and hopefully when I paint it, it's gonna look legit. So yeah. And now I'm going to attach the rib guard, which is made out of 5mm craft foam. Now gluing this piece together was a little tricky because I actually had to curve the 5mm craft foam to match the abdominal piece, but if it was flat, then I wouldn't get that really rounded off form look. So now I'm not really sure if I'm going to keep these rib guard. I may make the under armor suit and somehow attach the abdominal piece to the under armor, but we'll get to that eventually. Now I'm going to go ahead and glue the back half of the rib guard to the back of the armor, which is like this. And now remember, I did shorten down the length of the spinal guard, give it that staggered look, but I didn't shorten down the length of the rib cover, and I was able to get it to fit, but I eventually had to make some adjustments to the patterns. And now so far it's starting to look like it's coming together. What do you think? Now it's time to merge these two big pieces together so I can slap this bad boy onto the mannequin, or well, he actually has a name. His name is Manny Quinn, last name Quinn, probably Vietnamese. I think Quinn's a Vietnamese last name, or Manny could have been made in China. Was it Japan? Nah, that's not Japan. So I took my wood burner with the flat tip and I burned me a slot in there so I can stick my elastic on there. Now I got some Velcro sewn onto the end of it, and I'm going to hot glue this down from the inside. Now the more elastic you have, the more it will stretch. So I went and glued further in, making sure that I have enough elastic to stretch around my stubby body, because me and Manny were not the same width. Manny's more like a medium and I'm like a schmedium, maybe an extra schmedium, and he might be a little bit taller than me even without the head. So I applied some contact cement and some Velcro to the back half of the rib guard, and the elastic is going to reach around and attach just like that. And now that I have this armor attached around Manny, it fits him nice and snugly, it's time to put on these accents. Now you want to make sure you put these accents while it's on a mannequin, and if you don't have a mannequin, put it on a buddy that's about your size. Because if you put these accents on a flat surface, what's going to happen is that your chest piece is going to look a little bit deformed. So you want to make sure you put it on a curved surface that resembles your body. And yeah, so here's how it's looking so far. Just the upper piece, here's the front, and here is a nice shot of the back. So far I think it's looking really legit, and in the next video I will cover the arms and the legs.
Alright guys, I hope you guys dig the video. I hope you guys learned something. Now the arm and leg video is up next. Yeah, I'll include links to those videos, and if you guys are wanting to build your own Genji armor cosplay, then check the link in the description below. Yeah, don't forget to like me on Facebook, follow me on my Instagram where I upload pictures regularly, and yeah, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already subscribed, because we're awesome over here. We, as me and Manny Quinn, and ED, he's here somewhere, and Ed is underneath the mask. So yeah, there's like 4 of us that work here, and those guys don't really do anything. But anyhow, I'll see you guys in the next video.